Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Disney Plus Wave 4 Konshu Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Zombie Iron Man. He does not actually come with a Build-A-Figure piece for Konshu. So as you can see here, it's just 6 figures listed on the side to build Konshu, because Zombie Iron Man is not really one of them. This comes from, of course, the Marvel Studios What If Zombies episode. Another zombie character. This is now our 3rd zombie character next to Zombie Captain America, Zombie Scarlet Witch, and now Zombie Iron Man. We will have Scott Lang's head that is packaged with Howard the Duck, which would technically be a character from the Marvel Zombies. And then we have the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. So that'll make it then 4.5 figures for the Zombies episode. And they're all really cool. When this wave was first announced, I scoffed at the announcement of Zombie Scarlet Witch and Zombie Iron Man because, hey, that's super minimal stuff and work that they're doing on them. It's all just like painted on. There's like nothing new. When in fact, I was still partially right. This figure actually has a lot more new to it than I thought. So I'm actually kind of amazed because I fully expected just a straight repaint. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe the torso because of his exposed rib cage. Okay, so that's going to be new. Come to find out, this upper torso is actually new, and one of the arms is new as well. So a lot more new to it than I thought. And you know what? It looks really damn good. I love the red that they went, because the previous version, Mark 50, right, was a super bright red. So now we get this dark red color, which is kind of nice. And you know what? The zombie Tony Stark head sculpt, fire. Hasbro did an awesome job with it. The zombie Captain America will still always and forever be the best one. Zombie Scarlet Witch was cool. The hair was like all kinds of craziness going into it. But this Tony Stark head sculpt, holy shit, it looks awesome. And we'll get into that here shortly. Side artwork there of What If. You can see a couple shots of Zombie Iron Man. You got the Watcher up there, Watcher logo up at the top. Back of the package, you see what he comes with. He comes with the figure. He has the 2 repulsor hands, the repulsor blast, and then 2 fists that he comes with. And that is it. So enough of that. So here again we have the repulsor blast. We've seen these many times. And then we have a pair of fists here. These are not anything new. We've seen all these pieces. So a lot of this stuff is reused. So the legs are going to be reused. The arms, for the most part, are reused, but we do get some retooling on this left forearm there, and we'll take a closer look at that. But man, Zombie Iron Man is looking pretty damn good. We're going to have to get in for a closer look at him, so let's check that out right now. Okay, so Zombie Iron Man. Holy crap, look at how awesome that head sculpt is. You got the skin right there with the cheekbones, the holes going through. You can actually see through it. Really crazy. You get the red tongue showing in there. It is all looks like one piece, so how they painted it and stuff, probably a separate tongue piece that they had to glue in there, and you could see actually how they did it. As you can see, that separate piece is popped in, glued in there. So interesting. That neck, we actually get some of that skin tone look to it. But yeah, man, that head sculpt just looks fantastic. Look at that. Love how you get a little bit of brown for the mustache. You got the goatee going. Then it's just all jacked up. You get this nice sculpted on scar there that's painted in a little bit. Just looks really nice. They did really good. It's on par with like what we see with like Zombie Captain America. It's on par. The difference with Zombie Captain America is we had 100% new pieces, and we get a lot of cuts and gore and missing body parts and things like that on this figure that we just haven't gotten with any other figure. So again, when this was first announced, I'm like, oh, straight repaint of the Mark 50 or whatever. But I'm here to tell you there are some differences that have actually kind of shocked me a little bit. So the lower torso part, here we actually have an exposed rib cage there. So this panel is missing. It would have been nice to get a little bit of red just for kind of some gore purposes. I mean, look at Zombie Captain America. We get some blood in there, but not only that, is on the cuts and pieces, you know, you get some red color going in there for the parts. And look at that exposed rib cage. We get some blood in there. We just don't get that this time around. That kind of sucks. Even Zombie Scarlet Witch actually had some red lines and stuff on her chest there, and then you could actually see some blood on that exposed forearm piece there. and we just didn't get any on Zombie Captain America, and that kind of sucks. And I think it's probably for a couple of reasons. Cost, yeah, you know, they're always going to say cost, but I think, you know, lots of kids, it's an animated show, they're going to go for it, they love Iron Man, they're going to want to pick up this toy of Zombie Iron Man, so they probably wanted to go really tame with blood. That's why we don't see any there. It sucks, because they should have, it would have been better, it would have looked cool, but we didn't get it. You can actually see some of the paint that's added in some of the areas, so like the shoulder, the chest here, and the torso, you actually get that. That's going to be like some guts and grime and all of that. We've seen that with the other figures. Even Zombie Hunter Spider-Man kind of had some of that, right? So if you look at his leg there, kind of that shading there, you get some kind of dirtiness and griminess and grossness. So they actually added it there. And that's pretty much all where it's going to be. So on the legs, we don't really get anything. But check out the back of the figure. We actually get it painted with some silver and some golds going on in there. But not a whole lot else, really. So that's it. So it's crazy that we got a new torso. As you can see, the back looks very similar, but if you look at the gold pieces, you can see that they are definitely different. So it's really interesting that, you know, they went as far as to make a new torso, and I could tell from like the collarbone area how the differences and stuff. We don't get some of these sculpted lines, and it's just all kind of different. But I really love the dark red and everything. But the arms are the same, with the exception of this one. So you can see here, the left arm, we actually do get an exposed bone in there. But again, no blood whatsoever. Why? So Zombie Scarlet Witch, you know, she had that, the exposed bone on her arm, and we actually did get some blood. Actually, you know what? Is it just paint? No, that's fully sculpted. That bone portion is fully sculpted there. So they gave us this new arm piece, which is cool. Looking back on the episode, Iron Man wasn't really tore up so much, which makes sense. The dude's in a metal suit. Like, how often is it going to get damaged to where you're going to see some exposed body there? You know, a little bit, right? So right there in the forearm, and then right there on the rib cage. But blood would have gone a lot nicer there and would have been definitely better. And it's in such an odd spot, you can hardly see it. Now, that's not the Hasbro's fault, the toy's fault. That's going to be on part of the design from the show. So if that's how it was in the What If series, then of course the action figure is going to do that. So even though you don't really see it because it's on the back of the arm, it's there. But man, looks really, really good. I can't get over that head sculpt. That head sculpt is just really damn nice. Came out great. Let's go ahead and get the articulation out of the way real quick. So the neck and the head is on a dumbbell joint. So Zombie Tony Stark can look down that much. He can look up and not really look up at all. But you get some insane amount of pivot going in there. You know, and his neck's probably not really holding up too well, so you can do some crazy things if that's what you wanted to do. Full rotation, of course. The shoulder, you can get the arm to go out, up and out a little bit, like so. You get a full rotation in there. You have an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. It is pinned because for the most part, it is a repaint of the Mark 50 from Infinity War, so that much bend there at the elbow. These repulsor blast hands do not have a hinge. They are non-hinged hand, as you can see, so that's going to stay in that position, whereas the fists do have a horizontal hinge on there. I'm not going to really be able to do it, you know, like this. Let me see. Pop the hand on there, and then of course, oh, it's really stiff. Really stiff. I feel like I'm going to pop that peg, but horizontal hinge on there. Here we have a diaphragm cut, so Zombie Iron Man can pivot to his left that much. He could pivot to his right that much. You can go back ever so slightly, and that splatter paint does go up a little bit in there, so as much as you pull it back, you can still see it goes back that much. Coming forward is like hardly anything, not really at all. Swivel at that diaphragm cut, no waist swivel on Iron Man figures. Legs go out that far apart. He can't kick forward really high, actually, and it kind of goes out, so that is pretty good. We do have an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. It is pinned because, again, this is a reused body mold, so the legs are completely reused, but they look really nice. Again, I really like the dark red. Really, really like it. Foot hinges all the way down. You get a lot of hinge up, actually. Ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So yeah, there is Zombie Iron Man's articulation. Okay, so for the side-by-side comparisons with the Infinity War, the Mark 50 Iron Man, I should have known based off of the diaphragm cut even that it's completely new mold, because you see these gold pieces are actually within the lower torso, whereas the on here you actually got them in the upper torso. So you know that diaphragm cut comes down a little bit lower on this on the zombie Iron Man figure. But again, I love the deep red as opposed to the super bright red of this figure, which I would say is probably pretty inaccurate for it to have been really this bright. But in action figure form, I guess it's not so bad. But then having this one, it's like, man, damn, this is a really good red. And then the silvers and the golds really pop with this darker red. I'm really liking it. Really liking it. Okay, so for our proper zombies, we have Zombie Captain America, Zombie Iron Man, and Zombie Scarlet Witch. I'd love to get more zombies. I know I say a lot of shit about getting more and more what if figures, and for the most part, yeah, I don't want any more what if figures. But when they're done right, it could work out really well. I do like the fact that we're, for the most part, going to get finish off the Guardians of the Multiverse. So we have the Amazon exclusive Killmonger that's going to be coming. He was actually in the gold Jaguar suit. Or the Golden Jaguar, whatever it's called. That's Black Panther suit and the final battle and stuff. But we get him in his tactical suit, which he did have for part of that episode, I believe. I could be wrong. But then it could be back to that particular episode where, I forget what it was, but what if Killmonger saved Tony Stark, I think it was, or however that worked out. But more so, I guess, from that episode. Which is cool, but he's a Guardians of the Multiverse. We know the Gamora figure is going to be coming, so that's cool. So additional what if figures are coming. Will we see more zombies? I don't know. Probably not. You know, the Marvel Zombie show, it'll be interesting to see what other zombies they're going to bring in. But I would like to see more, but if we do, I would still like to see more along the lines of Zombie Captain America as opposed to these two, whereas yes, they did get new body parts, which I didn't think they were going to be getting. And each one of them actually got more body parts, more new stuff than I had thought. I would still like to see a lot of stuff along the lines of Zombie Captain America, where we see a lot more of the gore, you know, their bodies taking a toll, becoming a zombie, whereas this one, fairly minimal damage, and I can understand, metal suit, he's not going to get damaged that much. Zombie Scarlet Witch, super powerful, who the hell is going to, like, inflict damage upon her, right? So there's those things. But yeah, they're looking really good together. You guys let me know down in the comments below, who do you think they should make? What other zombie form of a character do you think they should make? Maybe Hawkeye? Maybe Falcon? Falcon would be cool because he'd have a big old gash in his head. We'll see. You guys let me know. And I just kind of wanted to add this in here, the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man next to Zombie Iron Man. Okay, so here are the 4 figures from the wave that I have reviewed so far. Zombie Scarlet Witch, Zombie Iron Man, He Who Remains, and Classic Loki. That is all the figures I have from this wave so far. Big Bad Toy Store did ship out the remaining 3 figures that I have coming from the wave. So Red Skull, Howard the Duck, and Agent Jimmy Woo. So those figures, I should receive those on Saturday. Or Monday. Hopefully the Postal Service will deliver on Saturday so I can finish out the wave and check out Konshu, because I am super excited for Konshu. Whereas these figures are impressing me for sure. Jimmy Woo looks bad. I'm not going to be too happy with that. Happy to have Jimmy Woo. Not happy with the Randall Park head sculpt that Hasbro is giving us. Howard the Duck kind of sucks because he's not really articulated. The Scott Lang head, not going to lie, not a bad touch. It just adds to the fact that Howard the Duck is not really articulated, but that also comes with the BAF piece, which is kind of large. And stuff, but it's still not a very good action figure pack. And then Red Skull, I have a Red Skull. I didn't need an animated version, especially because he played no large role whatsoever. He was just like in the first episode. Those are the reasons why I don't care for some of the what if stuff. Like, did we really need the Howard the Duck? We need a Howard the Duck. I don't know that we needed the what if Howard the Duck, because he wasn't important in the episode that he was in, right? Was the what if T'Challa was Star-Lord? He wasn't important. Red Skull, not important. Nebula, not important. Like, why are we getting some of those figures? For me, it's all about the live action. Give me more and more live action. But zombies, I can make an exception because they actually do them pretty nicely. But again, give me more live action. Look how insane these zombies are, man. They just look so good. Zombie Scarlet Witch is definitely the weakest of the 3. But they are some fantastic figures. I know a lot of people, I've seen comments, you know, people have really ordered up the Zombie Iron Man. I think he's the only one that wasn't available in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. EE has shipped out full cases, and then, you know, it said pre-order, but when I had put it in order, they processed my Zombie Iron Man. That's where I got mine from. Really awesome figure. I think it's one that a lot of you guys are definitely going to want to pick up. Yeah, the legs are reused. Yeah, the arms, almost all of the arms are reused, but the torso is new, and it is actually accurate to the show. The zombie Tony Stark head sculpt is just, it's ridiculously good. Like, I don't know if I'm really doing it justice telling you guys, well, as I drop all the other figures, but man, it's just done so damn nicely. It is really good. So I think it's one that, you know, you're not really going to want to pass on. Yeah, the lack of blood sucks, but, you know, that's probably something that's, you know, some of you customizers could add just a little bit of red blood splatter on there, and it would make a big difference. I'm good with it, but again, I think it was because, you know, lots of kids are going to want to be picking up Iron Man figures, even if it's a zombie version. You know, that's why they didn't really put in any blood in there. I could be wrong, pure speculation, I have no idea. But it's an awesome figure nonetheless. I think it's one that you guys are going to want to pick up, just like Zombie Captain America. Hard to pass up on that figure. Same thing with Zombie Iron Man. But you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this figure. I think it's awesome. I think it's fantastic. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you are interested in joining the MCU Collective, hit that join button to become a channel member. And as always, thank you for watching.